Well, if kits didn't feel like microtransactions for The Sims 4, we now have full-blown microtransactions. They've just announced this new thing called the Marketplace, which is gonna live in The Sims 4, which I'm assuming we're gonna get ads for on the homepage. I mean, I can only imagine it's gonna have like an annoying notification dot next to it, probably whilst you're playing. Obviously, there is the shopping trolley icon whenever a new pack or a kit or anything comes out. They kind of have a little notification that says, hey, you can buy this. I've been trying to ignore it for the past 2 years. This is now buying coins and then spending it on custom content. Custom content that has been looked over by the Sims team that most likely won't need updating because it will work with the updates. However, it costs money. So, of course, I myself am not going to be purchasing any of this. I'm not going to be purchasing any of the stuff that is uploaded on this marketplace because I don't want to give money to the new owners. I also have seen people compare this to CurseForge, which a fair few years ago now, they obviously collaborated with CurseForge to put some people's mods onto CurseForge. These were pretty much like creators that were like greenlit by the Sims team. But I would also just like to point out CurseForge has been supporting the IOF. So I have also been avoiding CurseForge. I haven't downloaded anything from CurseForge since I found out about that. Also, I will say CurseForge just in general, aside from that information, didn't work well on my PC. As soon as I downloaded that, obviously before I knew that they supported the IOF and monetarily, with the money that they make through CurseForge, it was bringing a pop-up every time I tried to shut down my PC. It was like, this program is continuously running, and I was getting errors. So I uninstalled that before I even knew about it. And I haven't used the web version since I found out about their support. And there is a blog post that goes into way more detail that we're going to check out together. I was umming and ahhing whether to even make a video about this, but I think I wanted to raise awareness on it. And I also want to raise awareness on how much the creators are actually getting from that, because that's the biggest question that I've seen in the YouTube comments, because they go into that information on their blog, but they didn't talk about it in the YouTube video, which to me just kind of lacks transparency, especially in a phase of the game right now where people are monetarily boycotting. It still sucks that you'd have to pay for that when PC players can get like custom content for free and have been able to for the past 12 years that this game has been out. I wanted to say I will not be spending any money on this. I will continue to support custom content creators, be that monetarily, be that accessing early access, be that making videos. I'm looking to download like more mods and custom content now, considering I'm not picking up official packs. I'm not giving money towards this game. That's where I can get new content. And also stuff that I know is never going to be implemented into the game officially, such as a mod that removes the little shopping trolley at the top of my screen. One thing I will say, really good for accessibility, you can actually listen to the article. Speaking of accessibility, I feel like most people will have seen this over on Twitter or Discord. They actually posted it on the Sims official Discord, even though the video is currently still unlisted, which I don't know why they made it unlisted. I don't know why they just wouldn't have it up on the Sims channel if they are trying to make this information accessible. New initiative allows creators who specialize in custom content to publish officially to the Sims 4 in-game marketplace. Introduces new ways for them to earn whilst bringing fresh content to all players around the globe across every platform. I swear there was a Wonga advert that used to refer to money as Moola over here in the UK. Means money. Obviously, they've tried to play it off as like a cow plant joke. Will roll out to PlayStation and Xbox in the next couple of months. I want to put a big old asterisk on all of this. If you are choosing to not spend money, if you are boycotting due to the buyout, don't let this be the thing that breaks you. Play with what you have, what you already own, but please do not let this be the thing where you're like, oh, I'll just like spend some money to test it out, to see what it's about, because EA are still earning your money. They didn't need to create something that takes a lot of the money that is going towards this to let people know that those custom content creators existed. It will be interesting to see if they actually invite any alpha creators to this, because a lot of what they're showing off is Maxis Match, and like, whilst it does look a little bit different, like everyone has their own individual style. Even with Maxis Match, people shadow differently, people add different details, etc. It will be interesting to see if eventually they will start inviting alpha creators, because that is a very different art style. However, I do think it's really, really harsh if they don't allow alpha creators to also join. The fine print of what this marketplace is: makers may continue to offer free or paid early access custom content and mods on other platforms under our mod policy. So that means that Patreon, Tumblr, those are still going to exist. They're going to coexist with this marketplace. However, content made available elsewhere is not eligible for sale through the marketplace. So I don't know if creators are going to do this, but I would go and download the custom content from creators that maybe you've been eyeing, maybe you haven't got around to downloading recently. I would go through all of your favorites, and especially maybe some of the people that are mentioned here. Again, I don't know if this is going to happen, but it could be that to like launch this, they might actually redact some of their older custom content to put it up on the marketplace. I wouldn't be shocked if some sets disappeared and they were like, hey, you can now go get it on the marketplace, kind of as a tester for the marketplace with like older stuff that they've already made. I don't know if that's going to be all brand new stuff, but the stuff that they make for the marketplace is going to be exclusive. That will not be available for download on any of their other platforms. Moola supports makers, a virtual currency, think your V-Bucks, you know? This is what I mean when I say microtransactions. You are paying in real life money, USD, GBP, whatever it is, which also, I mean, just talking in the grand scheme of things about DLCs and packs. And I know we've had these conversations on the channel when, for example, they raised stuff packs from $7.99 in the UK to $9.99. Some countries get really, really screwed over by the price of things and their currency and the conversion rate. I know Brazil really, really struggles with the amount of money. Australia as well, I feel, is always super expensive when it comes to like currency and exchange rate. So I do feel sorry for players within those countries that are affected by the exchange rate and how this is actually gonna look for them. You can pay anywhere from £2.50, but that's for 200. And whilst these are majority like mock-ups, I imagine this is quite similar to how it's going to be. The modern Duchess set, for example, is 300 coins. So that £2.50 can't get you this set. It could get you the lip one, but I think that's only maybe like 4, 5 assets from what I can see. Obviously, I imagine if you click into them, it does actually list all the individual assets, kind of the way that Patreon does right now. £2.50 for 200, £5 or USD, I guess, for 500, 10 for 1,000, 25 for 2,600, and then 50 for 5,500. I don't think if I were still spending money on The Sims 4, I personally still don't think I would spend money on this. Maybe once to test it out for a video, but I would always prefer to go to the source, to go to the custom content creator. Yes, the platform that they're uploading on, Patreon, for example, does take a portion of their money, but I know that they can like fully make a living through that. Some creators are lucky to make a living through it. I'm not saying every custom content creator who uploads to Patreon makes a living. A lot of these people are doing it as a career after their full-time career. Whilst this isn't the main takeaway, they do say that kits will move out of existing storefronts, but will become exclusively available in the in-game marketplace for Moola. Any kits you already already own will remain in your library and ready to play. But I think that really brings on the whole conversation. And I know Jacksepticeye has raised a lot of awareness about this and is actually trying to implement a law that means that games that are solely hosted online, it means that the game is like never really yours. You technically don't own the game, considering they can stop support for that at any point. They can just remove it. And to be honest, I've never really played a game where that has happened, so I can't really give like my own feedback on that. And especially like single player games, I feel are slightly less at risk because you don't have that like multiplayer. You have to play the game with other people to enjoy it. Anything could happen to EA. What if your PC breaks and then you can't access your files? Is that just gone forever because EA is like no longer hosting it? This is weird. Moving kits into the marketplace ensures that we can continue releasing new content without hitting technical or storage limitations. Do they mean that they only have like a specific storage on like the EA app or like servers or something? Can someone smarter than me explain that? Available in regions where Sims 4 is currently supported, subject to local regulations and platform requirements. So that's not even for definite. That's also another thing. Like, I'm assuming it just works the same way as it does right now, whereas if you don't have content, but a sim has like content purchased from the marketplace, they'll just be like stripped of those assets. For example, if it uses a hair, they'll just be bald. If you download a home, I think sometimes it substitutes an item in that you do own. Other times it just like fully removes it and you have to like add your own back in. So if you don't own a sofa, then you'll just have to put a sofa that you own in the place. Marketplace content cannot be gifted or transferred to other players. Are microtransactions, subscriptions, or battle pass coming to The Sims 4? I mean, we basically have like a free battle pass right now. They're called the login event rewards, and microtransactions, this is a microtransaction. No plans to require additional purchases to enjoy the game or introduce a subscription service or battle pass. Notice that they didn't mention microtransactions because they're like, baby, they are already here. Makers choose their own pack sizes and prices within guidelines, so there's still a little bit of power there. Makers take home approximately 30% of the moolah from their pack sales. That means for every 100 moolah someone spends on their content, they earn 30 cents. So only 30% of your purchase is going to the creator, which again, why I am going to continue supporting these creators outside of this. One, don't want to give my money to EA, and two, I want creators to earn more for their creations. This is also interesting because they have said that they're not introducing like a battle pass or anything like that, whereas in Fortnite, if you purchase the battle pass, you can earn like some V-Bucks, and it's not very much, especially when you've already given your money over to them for the battle pass. But moolah cannot be earned through like gameplay whatsoever. Like, you physically have to spend money on this. So it is like a fully opt-in experience, which honestly I kind of prefer, because I still imagine that if you were able to get this through the gameplay, they'd somehow be able to like monetize it, and that would make it seem as if you were spending money on it, which I don't want to do. Moolah is not refundable. It also doesn't transfer between different platforms, so if you are buying any of this, the platform that you buy it on is where it will stay. And also, maker packs and kits cannot be gifted to others if purchased with Moolah. Now, I've seen a couple of people mention this because I'm not very well versed in all of this, especially modding on console. It's never something that I've done. I know that there are ways to go about it, but I've never experienced it. And usually The Sims and EA do take a page out of someone else's book. We saw it with the creator codes. Epic have the exact same thing. And I feel like they've definitely taken a page out of Bethesda's book, which is the Bethesda Creation Club. Hire modders to make like armor, weapon skins, home, pets, new quests. Then they list these in a storefront you can access from the main menu of the game, completely optional. Someone has commented it's not worth it. They replied with thanks. Right now, I feel like they've only mentioned custom content, so I don't think they've mentioned like anything that can change gameplay. I really wish that you could see like how much these were without like logging in. PS4 faster leveling. I just wanted to see like what the average price of things were. Weirdly, it doesn't give you that information. So many people used to say like, oh well, at least The Sims 4 doesn't have a Sims 4 store, you know? But it's even weirder to me that it's like selling custom content creators when I know that it's going to be like exclusive content and it's going to be made like content for that specifically, and it's not going to be available in like their other platforms. But I think from a creator perspective, I would always want to go like actually to their space. I want to show them support. I want to let them know that I'm enjoying their content directly to that creator, and I feel like their platforms is the best way to do that. And that is why I am going to be continuing downloading my custom content and my mods from those individual creators, which by the way, let's shout some out now. Let me know in the comments down below who are some CC creators, not just Maxis Match, which is no slight to either of those. Can I just say I've never been a part of the alpha versus Maxis Match war. I used to be an alpha girly. I still prefer alpha obviously in The Sims 3 because it very much matches that art style. I just moved to Maxis Match when that became popularized in The Sims 4 because that's how I prefer my game to look, but I don't think anyone is above anyone, and I believe in all CC and representation and being able to create the content and download the content that you need in your game and that you enjoy. And I'm going to continue doing that by supporting custom content creators on their own platforms and not financially supporting EA due to the buyout. But I did want to record this video to try and give you all of the information and maybe to try and dissuade you from using this. Don't let this be the thing that gets you to crack. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope this video was helpful. I definitely think this is just like interesting in the development of this game and also the future. I am definitely going to be keeping an eye on this situation. I am definitely interested to see how creators kind of respond to it, and honestly just really like seeing the difference, maybe if anything changes on the custom content side of things, see if people go directly for this platform, see if they still upload to their own platforms. Just a little reminder, I maybe would go and download the custom content that you've been eyeing. I don't know if custom content creators are going to be like, okay, well, I'll take that and I'll transfer it over to this new marketplace to see how it functions, etc. I would just be wary of that if you have been eyeing anything up, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.